Colts fans, stop everything you're doing, because the front office just pulled off one of the most shocking decisions we've ever seen in the horseshoe era. A late-night workout turned into a move nobody, and I mean nobody, thought would ever happen again. The situation under center has reached full emergency mode, and now the entire league is watching to see what Indianapolis does next. The season is on the line, the pressure is insane, and this decision might change the path of the franchise overnight. If you bleed blue, hit that subscribe button and drop a like, because this breaking update will have every Colts fan questioning what comes next in this wild roller coaster season. Let me tell you something right now, because the moment I heard the name Philip Rivers attached to the Indianapolis Colts again, my heart nearly jumped out of my chest, and not because I was shocked. No, because I was bewildered that this franchise, sitting at 8-5 with the season hanging by a thread, has reached a point where a 44-year-old future Hall of Famer who hasn't thrown an NFL pass since January of 2021 is suddenly the emergency answer. I mean, what are we doing here? How did we get to this moment where Philip Rivers, Uncle Phil himself, is walking out of the coaching booth, stepping off the high school sidelines, lacing up cleats, and joining the practice squad like it's 2006 all over again? And don't get me wrong, because I respect the man. I respect the resume, the production, the longevity, the fire, the competitive energy that made Rivers one of the fiercest quarterbacks of his generation. But when I see Shane Steichen, yes, the same Shane Steichen who coached Rivers with the Chargers, turning back the clock because Daniel Jones is gone with a torn Achilles and rookie Riley Leonard is suddenly reporting knee issues, I have to look at this franchise and ask the question every Colts fan is asking themselves in the mirror today. Is this desperation or is this destiny? Because you don't make a move like this unless your season is dangling on a razor's edge. And that's the part that rattles me. I watched Riley Leonard step into that game against Jacksonville, take a beating, fight through adversity, run for his first career touchdown, and still give this team a sliver of hope. But hope doesn't win games in December. Availability does. Reliability does. And right now the Colts have uncertainty at QB1, QB2, and apparently QB3 because Brett Rypien, bless his heart, is the kind of journeyman who can steady the ship for a quarter or two, but not a month-long playoff push. So suddenly the door swings open, the lights flicker, the music shifts, and there he is. Philip Rivers, 17 years of experience, 63,440 passing yards, 421 touchdowns, and a whole lot of unfinished business staring him dead in the face. But let me tell you what this really means. If Rivers gets activated, his Hall of Fame clock resets. That's 5 more years. 5 more years of waiting, 5 more years before his bust even becomes eligible for Canton again. You think a man with 9 kids and a coaching career ahead of him makes a sacrifice like that lightly? Absolutely not. That means he looked at this Colts team, this one, the one nobody believed in September, the one that once had the best record in the league, the one now clinging to the edge of postseason relevance, and he said, yeah, I'll ride with them. That is not normal. That is not casual. That is not something you shrug off like a random Tuesday transaction. And so now the question becomes bigger than Rivers' arm strength, bigger than Leonard's knee, bigger than whether Brett Rypien can survive a pass rush for longer than 6 seconds. The question becomes, what are the Indianapolis Colts willing to do to save this season? Because sitting in the 8th seed at 8-5, watching the AFC morph into a landmine field, knowing 2 or 3 more wins might be the difference between heartbreak and a miracle run. This is where identity is forged. This is where coaching, front office decisions, and locker room leadership collide. And if Philip Rivers actually steps onto the field again, if he really lines up under center and slings the ball one more time in Colts blue, we are talking about one of the most outrageous, cinematic, unbelievable stories in NFL history. So now I turn it over to you, Colts fans. Do you believe this move keeps the dream alive, or is it nothing more than a desperate gasp from a team drowning in injuries? Because I know how I feel, but I want to hear you. Drop your thoughts, tell me whether you're riding with Uncle Phil one more time, and make sure you subscribe, like, and stay plugged in. Because this Colts season is about to get absolutely wild.